Hello everyone and welcome to episode 20 of WesterosCraft Walks with your loving host DutchGuard. To commemorate our very special 20th episode, we're taking a look at Dragonstone. To be specific, we're out here outside of Dragonstone admiring the armada of Stannis Baratheon. In fact, we're standing on one of his ships right now, and you can tell it's his ships because it's got the colors of Baratheon with the flaming heart of R'hllor the Red God on the mast. This armada, of course, is formed of over 80 war galleys, each of which are mentioned in the books, and so we just had to build every single one of them. In fact, if you're familiar with the Battle of the Blackwater, you'll know that that ship there is the Swordfish with its massive battle ram, and that plays an important part in that battle. But I won't spoil anything for you guys, so we're going to hop on our much smaller sailboat and sail into the harbor of Dragonstone, and I'm going to be walking you through the castle, around the island, and talking to you a little bit about the lore and the history of the island itself. It's got some really cool tales to tell, and the architecture is unlike anywhere else in Westeros, or anywhere else on our server for the time being. So you can see there's loads and loads of ships here. Like I said, at least 80 different ships, all of varying houses, different colors for the sails, for the different sigils. And this is Stannis' armada at its greatest strength. So definitely come and check it out, and check out each and every one of these ships. They're all completely detailed, furnished on the inside and outside. So yes, definitely come check it out. It's one of the most impressive things on our server. So here we are just on the docks of the Dragonstone village. Doesn't have a specific name, but you can tell it's on Dragonstone because there's a dragon head. There are dragons absolutely everywhere on Dragonstone. You can't really go anywhere without seeing one, really. Of course, House Targaryen laid its foundations here for the conquering of Westeros, and so built dragons everywhere in honor of their greatest weapons, the 3 dragons they used to conquer Westeros. So this little town here is a nice little combination, I think, of the Stormland style and the Crownland style. We've got sort of dark thatch roofs with lots of wood, timber being used. You can sort of see the weather-worn timbers of these houses from the tides and the sea salt spray coming in. Alright, so we're going to make our way through. Right now we are on Dragonstone itself, which is formed by a volcano called the Dragonmont, which you can just barely make out all the way up there. The Dragonmont, which is an active volcano, and why the dragons loved living here so much is because they could sort of sleep in the heat. They always loved the heat. They practically swim in the lava. And there we go. We've got a huge dragon over there. Of course, it's not a real dragon, but that's one of the towers of Dragonstone. Each of the towers of Dragonstone has a huge dragon representing it, or carved using Valyrian methods of architecture and magic, and that's why it's unlike anything else in Westeros. So this whole island is made up of, molten, cooled lava, so it makes for some really interesting terrain that I won't be able to get to show you today, but if you come and check out Dragonstone, there's loads of it. Just check out around the whole island. You might even be able to find some dragon caves if you look hard enough. But here we are. This is Dragonstone, the castle proper, infamous for its ties to the Targaryen household and Valyrian magic. You can see there's a guard dragon there keeping an eye out over the entrance to the castle here on my right. Make sure not to make him angry. Down here you can see on the ground, that is the sigil, of course, of the Targaryens, the 3-headed dragon in red on a black field. And the Targaryens don't live here anymore. Of course, they used to during the reign of the Targaryens, but ever since the Robert's Rebellion, they've sort of, fled. And you know about Daenerys and all that, if you're familiar with the TV shows or the books at all. Let me just show you around here. We're on the outer yard, the outermost yard of Dragonstone now. This is the Forge of Dragonstone, which, if you look carefully enough, is a dragon. You can see its head up there with smoke coming out of its nostrils and its wings protecting the forges here on either side. Every building is made of a dragon. These are the kitchens here. You can see the smoke billowing out of the nostrils of the dragon here. It sort of sat here with its head resting on its back and its tail curled around its body. This giant dragon head is actually the entrance to the Great Hall, the Hall of Feasts. We'll take a look in real quick, and you can actually see sort of the ribbing of the dragon on the inside, which is really, really cool. So here we go, sort of the main feast hall of Dragonstone. Everything is built in a sort of very organic and flowing way, which is very typical of Valyrian architecture. So let's talk a little bit about how the Targaryens ended up here. So the Targaryen family, of course, started out originally in Valyria, and one of the daughters of this Valyrian family of the Targaryens was having visions of the doom of Valyria, which was, of course, the destruction of the Valyrian freehold by some means where no one really knows. Perhaps it was just mass cataclysm or a revolt of the dragons, but the Valyrian freehold is no more. But the Targaryens had visions of the doom, and so they decided to escape it before it happened, and they settled on the island of Dragonstone, just off the east coast of Westeros. Here's some other great shots of those dragons here. That one there, the really big one, is the sea dragon. It's the tallest dragon, or at least the largest dragon of Dragonstone, and you'll find a lookout tower up there. Very, very cool. We're making our way into the second yard now, the second on the way up to the drum tower, which of course is the tower up there. You can see a dragon just peering over the top. Dragons everywhere. You really can't get enough of them here. Anyway, so when the Targaryens eventually moved to Westeros, they settled here, built their magnificent castle here using Valyrian magic, a magic that is no longer available to the denizens of Westeros or Essos. But this is a last testament to Valyrian architecture after the Doom of Valyria, so very, very cool. Now, it was a real privilege to build it here, actually, because we got to use all these kinds of really cool blocks. In fact, here we've got a custom block we've used just for Dragonstone. You can see sort of carved tiles telling the story of Dragonstone. You can see it down there with some dragons swirling up overhead, breathing fire. Very, very cool stuff. Alright, so now we're heading into the Drum Tower, which is the main keep of Dragonstone. You can see there again the three-headed dragon of the Targaryens, of course, representing the three dragons of the Targaryen family when Aegon conquered Westeros. And we're going to be heading our way up through the tower and into the room, or the chamber of the Painted Table, which is where a lot of the scenes at Dragonstone take place. I'm going to try and take a look at some of the other stuff around here as well. You've got all kinds of chambers for servants. It's all kind of dreary and bleak looking. So if we fast forward a little bit, after the Targaryens conquered Westeros, Robert's Rebellion came about, and Dragonstone, which had previously been the residence of the prince of the Targaryens, the Dragon Prince, was taken by the Baratheons, and Robert gave it to Stannis, his brother, who currently resides here, and is sort of plotting his retaking of the Iron Throne from here. Let's see if we can find some more stairs. Here we go. And so that is why that massive fleet is parked just outside, because keep in mind that when we build things on our server, we're working with the timeline just at the end of the first book, A Game of Thrones, and the start of the second book, A Clash of Kings. Right, so here we are heading up through the castle. Obviously, it's all very gloomy and dim, but very ornate at the same time, because the architecture being very flowy and but very intimidating at the same time. Here's one of the very nice bedchambers of Dragonstone. You can see Stannis' flaming heart with the Baratheon stag over top. So this place has been contested over and fought over, but nobody really wants it because it's in the middle of the ocean. There's no agriculture. You can't grow anything on the island because it's all melted, molten, and cooled off lava formed from the great volcano, the Dragonmont, which is the name of the volcano. Let's see if I can find you a good view. Actually, there it is. You can see it billowing smoke in the distance there. And here we are in the top of the Drum Tower in the Chamber of the Painted Table, which is this table just here. If you're a fan of the books or even the TV show, you'll know that a lot of the scenes, especially between Stannis and Melisandre, take place here in the Chamber of the Painted Table. This table, of course, is a huge scale map of Westeros used to plan attacks by the Targaryens to conquering Westeros. Presumably this was built by Aegon before he conquered Westeros. And this must have been his seat here. Very nice to get a nice overview of everything. This must be the Vale here, and this is going up through to the north and up to the wall. And Dorne is just down here. Yeah, we've definitely got all the details right, I hope, for Dragonstone. Really beautiful ornate ceiling in here as well, with those dark colors. Really, really love this style. So again, it is a very unique build. Definitely, it's a must-see for if you're visiting our server. Just /warp Dragonstone, and you can check out all the ships and all of the dragon statues. And everything else there is to offer. I think if you even explore hard enough, you'll find some secret tunnels that lead deep into the volcano, and there are surprises in store there for you. But they are tricky to find, but I challenge you to do so. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching episode 20 and for sticking with me through this series. There have been some big, long breaks, but from now on, I'm going to try and really get an episode out every couple of days. So... thanks for watching again, and I will see you next time for episode 21.